If there's one man who's never danced to Hollywood's tune, it's Katt Williams. Loud, cutting, unpredictable, and lately sounding more like a prophet than a comic. See, people used to crack up at the stuff he said on stage, but these days, that laughter's fading, because somehow almost every single thing Katt warned us about is actually happening. Right now, and smack in the middle of all that madness, none other than Diddy. Yeah, mister. Bad boy for life himself. The mogul. The legend. The man behind the flashiest, most secretive parties the industry ever knew. But those parties? They're under serious scrutiny now, and just when it felt like the scandal couldn't get any deeper, Katt didn't stay silent. He showed up in court. Not just to watch, not just to speak. He came with purpose. And word is, he didn't come empty-handed. Rumors say he brought evidence, a list, maybe even recordings. And when Katt pulls up with receipts, the internet listens. See, this isn't unfamiliar ground for him. Katt's been peeling back Hollywood's darkest layers for years. But here's the thing. Unlike others who call names then disappear.
Up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is.
Katt doesn't run. He's been aiming straight at Diddy for a long while now. Through comedy shows, interviews, podcast appearances, he's been leaving clues, like a trail of warnings. And he's made it crystal clear. Something disturbing is going down behind the velvet ropes of Black Hollywood. This is where it gets wild. Katt didn't just guess this would happen. He said it, word for word. He called 2024 the start of Hollywood's downfall before a single lawsuit dropped, before the raids made news. He warned the world about Diddy's name being tied to stuff most folks wouldn't believe. And now, with court documents, search warrants, and leaked videos all pointing at Diddy, Katt ain't sounding crazy no more. He's looking like a stand-up prophet with a punchline sharp enough to cut glass. But this ain't tabloid talk. This feels different. This feels personal. Katt's had his chances, real chances, to be part of that elite Hollywood inner circle. He could have taken the bag. We're not talking about chump change or a quick deal. We're talking $50, million offers. Multiple times. That's legacy money. And he walked away. Why? Because according to Katt, that money came with chains. And those chains led straight to the types of parties he's been warning us about for years. Now, here's the part nobody likes to hear. Those infamous Diddy parties, the ones celebs used to flex about. Katt describes them completely different. He doesn't call them events or get-togethers. He calls them freak-offs. Yeah, freak-offs. And the way he tells it? Once you attend one, you don't come back the same. He joked, half serious, half chilling, that after one of those nights, you'd be driving home standing up, because sitting down just wasn't an option after what went down behind those doors. Folks used to laugh. Not anymore. Because when the feds raided Diddy's estate, the headlines weren't just about drugs or firearms. One of the strangest details, gallons of baby oil. Yeah. And while people scratched their heads, Katt just shrugged. Told. Y'all? He even clowned the whole situation in a parody skit, flipping Diddy into a twisted version of Nino Brown from New Jack City. It was hilarious. But the punchline had weight. The message, Diddy's not just the life of the party. He's playing a whole different kind of game, and now the whispers are turning into roars. Word on the street is, Katt's got tapes. Not just gossip, evidence. The kind of stuff that turns rumors into court subpoenas. Audio, footage, maybe even a full-on list. The kind of content that doesn't just pull back the curtain. It burns the whole stage down. If Katt really steps into court with a drive full of receipts, this won't be just Diddy on trial. It'll be everyone. There were no cameras in that courtroom. But the energy? Off the charts. Lawyers huddled up, reporters pacing like they knew something seismic was about to drop. And then Katt walks in, calm, focused, holding what looked like a leather folder. While most celebrities would be ducking in hoodies and sunglasses, Katt walked in like he'd been waiting for this moment his whole life. No fear, no flinch, just focus. What was in that folder? Nobody's confirmed, but the rumors? Insane. Some say it's a full list of high-profile names tied to the darkest parties Hollywood's ever seen. Others say there's audio, maybe even hidden footage, the kind of stuff people have only ever whispered about, never dared show. Whatever it was, when Katt stepped into that room, the whole place froze. See, Katt's not just another loud celeb with a grudge. He's precise. He speaks in layers. Fans are digging through his old interviews like they're decoding messages. Jokes that used to seem random now hit like hidden warnings. The baby oil story, the Meek Mill allegations, the secretive parties. People are connecting dots and realizing those jokes might have been confessions wrapped in comedy, and if we're keeping it real, some of it is evidence. Because Hollywood has always run on a quiet current of power. Money, favors, silence. You play the game, you rise, you speak out, you disappear. Katt didn't play, and he didn't vanish, and that's why folks are finally paying attention. 1. Story keeps circling back. The one where Diddy allegedly offered Katt $1 million to come to one of those infamous parties. No catch, no strings, just one night. But when Katt asked what the money was actually for, the vibe shifted. Suddenly, it wasn't about fun. It felt like bait, a test, and he wasn't about to fall for it. Even crazier, Katt says people started coming to him in secret, sharing what they saw, whispering details, stories from behind locked doors where no cameras were allowed, but memories stuck like scars. And instead of clout chasing with it, Katt held on to those stories, like ammunition, like protection. So now, when people try to play him off, discredit him, or call him crazy, he just leans back and says one thing: I got receipts, and the wildest part? Nobody doubts it anymore. Meanwhile, Diddy's side? Silent. Not just quiet, weirdly silent. No press conferences, no tweets, no denials, just that thick, eerie Hollywood hush, the one that creeps in when PR can't clean up. What's coming? And behind the scenes, everyone's wondering the same thing. If Katt really has the tapes, how deep does this go? If there really are tapes, with names, faces, dates, and receipts, this won't just take Diddy down. It could blow the lid off the entire industry. That's why fans are hanging on to every headline, every leak, every whisper online. Not because it's juicy, but because it's validation. All those years, people brushed Katt off as unhinged. Maybe he wasn't spiraling. Maybe he was strategizing. Maybe the jokes were armor, and the man they said was too reckless for Hollywood. Turns out, he might have been the only one who saw it all clearly. Right now, the courts haven't officially confirmed what Katt brought in that folder. But insiders are talking. Legal motions might already be moving. Subpoenas could be on the way. And the DA? They're paying attention. Because when someone walks into court carrying what might be the blueprint to a hidden world of abuse and exploitation, you don't dismiss them. You pay attention. But the real explosion didn't happen in the courtroom. It went nuclear online. The second word got out that Katt Williams might be holding real, raw evidence. Social media lost it. His old stand-up clips started going viral again. But this time, people weren't laughing. They were analyzing, stitching his bits with real headlines, saying, he said this years ago. Reddit turned into a crime board. TikTok became a war room. People weren't joking. They were connecting the dots. And then the theory started spreading, louder and louder. This was never just about Diddy. Katt had been calling it for what it really was: spiritual warfare. He wasn't just claiming. Hollywood was corrupt. He said it was demonic. And whether you believe in that or not, with the way things are unraveling, with the rumors, the sudden silences, the disappearing faces, it started to feel like something deeper was pulling. Strings from the shadows, talks of blackmail, whispers of control, allegations of manipulation so dark it stopped being entertainment and started looking like exposure. People who used to roast Katt are now calling him the last one standing, the only one not owned by a label, not chained to a studio, the one voice nobody can muzzle. In an industry where silence is bought and truth costs careers, Katt's still talking, still standing. And that's power, real power. He said it before, he's not hiding. Nobody's got dirt on him. That's why he can walk into any room and speak freely. He made peace a long time ago with not being accepted, and that gave him the freedom to be dangerous. Because if what he's holding includes footage of A-listers in compromising situations, things captured when the cameras were supposed to be off, this case won't just shift, it'll implode. Forget one man, one party, one crime. This trial could become the blueprint. A full-scale breakdown of how Hollywood protects its own behind walls of silence and deals made in the dark. Reports say high-powered lawyers aren't just scrambling to cover Diddy, they're trying to protect other names that might spill out if those files go public. And maybe the reason Katt hasn't dropped anything yet? It's not hesitation, it's surveillance. Some say he's being watched, pressured, maybe even threatened. But Katt's always said the same thing. I'm ready. He's been collecting, storing, waiting, like a man who always knew this day would come. He once said that when he walks into a room, heads don't turn. They drop, not out of respect, but out of fear. Because people know, he knows. He saw it, he heard it, and he remembers it all. That's what makes him different. He's not bluffing. He's not rattling the cage. He's got the keys to it. And now, he might be ready to unlock the whole thing. The court hasn't made a decision yet whether to allow Katt's material into evidence. But when they do, everything could shift. If they admit it, the floodgates open. If they don't, public trust might explode, because Katt's presence alone has transformed this trial into something nobody was prepared for. And the public, there, not waiting on legal confirmation. They've already decided. They believe Katt. They believe he's been holding this truth for years, and they're just waiting for that one moment, when he steps forward, stares the court down, and says,